Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Alan Meads. I want to show you the virtual arcade that I've been making with my team of students at Canterbury Christ Church University and I want to show you all the different machines that we've made, show you the arcade and ask whether or not you'll be willing to share some of your stories or anecdotes about the arcades so then they can be part of this virtual environment. The idea is you'd walk around the arcade and you would hear arcade owners, arcade players telling their stories about life in the British arcade as well. You might remember me from making the Arcade Tales comics a while back. And I've also got a book coming out in a couple of weeks' time called Arcade Britannia that tells the history of the British arcade. But probably the much more interesting thing is seeing this virtual arcade that we've been making. So I'll do that now. Okay, so here we are. Here we are in the Arcade Britannia virtual arcade. It's modelling two different arcades from Herne Bay in the late 1980s. It was based in 1989 and it's been built in Unreal Engine. We've also ported it to Unity and it's built using George Wilson's arcade photographs and interviews that I've done with arcade owners. So this is kind of the arcade of my youth, the arcade that I spent most of my time in. And what I really want you to do, if possible, is take a look at these different machines and think whether or not you've got a story that you'd like to share that I could, that you could send me, that I could edit and kind of cut down a bit, and then I could get performed by voice artists. So then the arcade space isn't just an arcade space that shows games, but it also captures some of the thoughts and the memories about the arcade. So yeah, this is Herne Bay Manhattan Amusements in about 1989, and the first game we've got, of course, is the Atari sit-down Star Wars cabinet. So absolute classic. Now we can turn it on and turn it off, although we can't see the screen very well on that one there, but believe me that the game is playing there. It's not playable in the sense you can't then play the game, but it's there. We've got the wonderful Electrocoin Duets and of course Electrocoin Goliaths, and there will be some Europacoin silver stars coming there at some point as well. But yeah, we've got Final Fight. We've got WWF Superstars. We've got Double Dragon. Now I put these games on duets just because they're multiplayer games, and you know, I remember back in the arcade playing Final Fight on a duet, and the duet being covered in sand down at the bottom where holidaymakers had come in from the beach, because you know, I lived in Broadstairs and hung around in the arcade all the time. We've got Nemesis on a single player Goliath cabinet. We've got Ghouls and Ghosts, a game that I was always absolutely dreadful at, but we had it at our local swimming pool. Backland. Now my sister always used to play Backland. We've got Golden Axe as well. So as you can see at the moment, these are showing their attract mode videos, and to be honest, you need to have a pretty beefy PC to get this all to work at the moment. But the idea is we're also creating a VR version of this, probably using 360 video VR, so people can experience this and share it with their friends and reminisce and think about how brilliant the arcade is, because I love British arcades and I still go to and love British arcades. So yeah, Operation Wolf. Now that texture is a bit soft, so we might need to do a bit of work on that. Road Blasters. We've got Zacarias, Invaders. We've also got Tato Space Invaders somewhere, but it isn't in this current build. This build is back from May, but we've been working in the background to build more cabinets and do things. We've got Asteroids. We've got Defender. And we've got the Streets Defender. So many of you will know that Streets of Eastbourne made a version of Defender. They did a license with Williams, largely because the Williams Defenders were selling like hotcakes and Williams wanted to sell more. We've got Sega Space Tactics, which, yeah, the game is in there. You can just about see it blipping away. We've got an Alka Ping Pong. You might be able to hear the fans on my computer are kicking up a bit now. It's on a laptop, so that's why this is especially difficult. But yeah, Alka Ping Pong, first video game that we had in the UK, made by Alka of Oldham. We've got Andy Walker's The Pit, so fantastic game in terms of British arcade history. Although I wonder if we should put that on a different cab. Maybe that should go in a Europa coin cab. Got Black Tiger. I don't know why we've got Black Tiger, but anyway, that's a fun game that I used to play. We've got Tekken World Cup. We need to add a new texture to the top of this just to complete it. But yeah, that's there. We've got Battle Zone. We've got Paperboy. And of course, we have to have Outrun Deluxe. So that's there. So yeah, look at these. Just remember, look at all these arcades here. And what I'm looking for is stories about the things that you used to do, the ways that you used to play these games. Just any real anecdotes about the arcades. So this is an arcade during an August bank holiday firework display. Other machines, what have we got? Super Sprint. Super Sprint is cool. Over there we've got a Glendale Parrot. Would you like a present? And outside we've got a Glendale Oranges and Lemons. Someone's just driven past very kindly to light it up. And we've got a helicopter kiddie ride over there. Now on this side of the arcade we've got, Turtles. I remember the day that Turtles turned up in my arcade. I got 3 plays on it just as it was being unpacked and tested. Chase HQ. And then we've got the classic Thomas Change Machine. Something that I also care a lot. We accurately modelled the artwork from photos of the arcades. What have we got here? We've got a Derby Racer. We've got a 4-player gauntlet with a video that I need to sort out. It's got a white edge. Bubble. Ikari Warriors with the twisting joysticks. Splatterhouse, although Splatterhouse might go, we might swap that out for a different machine, so I'll turn it off. Strider, again, Strider might go. These were just kit-bashed arcade cabs, but I think these will be replaced by Europa Coin Silver Lines now, or Silver Stars, whatever it is they're called. My brain's going a bit blank. Time Pilot, again, might go on a different cab. So Time Pilot, Strider, Splatterhouse, Ikari Warriors, Bubble, Gauntlet, and then of course those machines over there in the Derby. What else have we got? We've got Robocop, which I just remember shouting out all the time in the arcade. Robocop! Zane Selena. Now this is me really. I love this game. So those of you who have played it, this is a platformer, shooting platformer, and I was just obsessed with it in my local arcade. I don't really know why, but I was. Yeah, I just loved this game. Of course, we've got Pushers, we've got Crompton Silver Skis. Oh, we've also got Monaco GP, and this was a real pain to sort out the video for that because I think it's TTL, and therefore there aren't really any ROMs available for it. So I managed to find a way and recreated it though. So we've got Silver Skis. Now these will have 10p pieces in them at some point, but we've also got other Crompton's Pushers coming along. We've got a Cakewalk, we've got a Double Falls, and we've got a Clean Sweep as well. So I'll show you the pictures. They should pop up now and you'll see them miraculously in the screen. So yeah, any stories you have about these machines, they don't have to be just I love playing it. It could have been things you did, why they mattered, the kind of cheats and things you did, anything that you think is memorable about the arcade in relation to this. Then we've got Fruit Machines. I won't kind of linger with these quite so much. Adders and Ladders, all in one. The classic Electrocoin Bar X. We've got a Nudge Shuffle, a Fruit Chaser, a Multi-Money, Clickety Click, Gold Mine, Crack It. And so the idea really here is to stress that fruit machines are part of the British arcade, and an important part. And of course, I love playing them. What have we got here? We've got cigarettes and cigarette butts and ashtrays. We've got, that looks like a packet of Silk Cut and Benson and Hedges and Slush Puppies. So yeah, we're also going to talk about the clutter of the arcade. So if you've got any advice or any anecdotes about that. We've got a Gorgar pinball machine here. I was never a pinball fan, but I know that many people love pinball. So we've got a Gorgar. We're probably going to have a Middle Earth, and we might have another pinball machine there. So Fruit Chaser, Tuppenny Nudges, and then all the other clutter like litter, bins and things like that. So we've also got a, what have we got here? Herne Bay, August 1989, and we've got someone in the change booth, very lonely man in there, and there's not any money or anything in there, but we'll bulk this out. Also, we've got photos of some of the chaps that have helped me make this game. So there we go, shout out to them. And then if we go outside, it's not just one arcade, it's two arcades. So this is a bingo arcade, pier arcade. Again, all of this stuff is based upon photos from Herne Bay. And this was a bingo arcade and a cafe really. So this is the bit that's less modelled. So bingo space, cafe space. We'll have some pushes in here. We'll probably have a cakewalk in here actually, because that was what was on the photos. Again, we've got some of the machines that you've already seen. We're building more fruit machines as well. So there's a line up there. We're adding a clickety-clack. We're adding, not clickety-clack, a high kicker. We're adding a silver ghost, some classic 1980s and 1970s fruit machines are going in there as well, due to feedback from the arcade owners about what will be in there. Then we've got a Thomas bingo with a Bambino bingo blower, and this will be full of all of these prizes. We'll have the prizes hanging down from the ceiling as well. And over here we'll have on the shelves all the different things that people could win. So in this arcade, in the photos, there were things like cleaning products and stuff like that you could win. So just to say, if you've got any anecdotes about either these arcades or arcades like them, any anecdotes about any specific machines or any stories that you want to share, if you could get in contact with me either through the comments here, through direct messaging, or by emailing me at alan.meads@canterbury.ac.uk or alan.meads@gmail.com. I'll plonk those up on the video. That will be really, really helpful, because what I'd like to do is include your anecdotes and credit you as well. So the idea is that you'd be part of this project. Now, this project is going to be at Somerset House, London, Somerset House at the London Design Biennale. It's also going to be part of a website as well. And I'm currently doing a big Arts Council bid to get this into an arcade cab and have it travel around to different arcades, and then to engage with people and really see how people feel about arcades and celebrate the British amusement arcade. Now, there is one last thing I'll say at the very end. So to do this, I commissioned a custom arcade cabinet, much like one that had been used in the Victoria and Albert Museum for their kind of arcade exhibition, or their video game exhibition. And it arrived, and it was brilliant, and it's also too big and too heavy to fit into Somerset House. So Somerset House is like a Regency style museum, and they have tiny doorways. So I'm on the lookout for a cabinet that I could use to put this in. Ideally if I'm honest, because it's about seaside arcades, I would love the carcass of a Electrocoin Goliath that we could then put in a PC that had a screen and stuff. Ideally, of course, I'd love a Goliath that I could just use a HDMI adapter and have it all running native stuff. But I know that Andy Palmer has all of those. Only joking. I know that there's some still out there. But yeah, this is what it is. So yeah, if anyone has got an Electrocoin Goliath or an Electrocoin cabinet that would be seen in a typical British amusement arcade, again, please get in contact. I do have a budget for this, because I get research funds for doing stuff like this, because I think it's really cool and important, and other people do as well. So yeah, I've got a budget, and if you've got an Electrocoin Goliath to sell, to get this arcade, this interactive arcade, into it and then into a museum, that will be absolutely ace. Now, of course, how do we control it? We'd use analog joysticks and iPads and stuff, and it would run off a laptop. The other thing is, at some point, this is going to be turned into 3D VR video and a website, so you'll be able to navigate it, you'll be able to listen to the stories that are shared and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I've rattled on too much, but hopefully that shows you the project, gives you an idea of the arcade. And if you've got any stories, please reach out and share them with me. Thank you.